Manipulation isn't always loud or obvious. In fact, the most effective manipulators operate quietly, using words that seem normal on the surface but slowly confuse your thinking. They don't force control, they create doubt, guilt, and emotional pressure in subtle ways, making you question your own feelings and decisions. This topic reveals how clever manipulators use specific phrases to twist situations in their favor. These words are carefully chosen to shift blame, avoid responsibility, and keep you mentally off balance. Over time, you may find yourself second-guessing your instincts, apologizing when you've done nothing wrong, or feeling responsible for things that aren't yours. By understanding these hidden patterns, you can start recognizing manipulation early. Instead of getting caught in confusion, you'll be able to see through the words, protect your clarity, and respond with awareness. This phrase is a subtle but powerful form of manipulation because it directly attacks your perception of reality. When someone tells you that you're imagining things, they are not just disagreeing with you, they are making you question your own memory, judgment, and emotional response. Over time, this can create serious self-doubt. In healthy communication, if two people see a situation differently, they discuss it openly. But in manipulation, the goal is not understanding, it is control. By telling you that something isn't real or didn't happen the way you experienced it, the other person shifts the focus away from their behavior and onto your confusion. Psychologically, this can make you feel unsure of yourself. You may start replaying events in your mind, wondering, did I misunderstand or am I overthinking? This internal doubt weakens your confidence and makes you more dependent on the other person's version of events. This tactic is closely related to gaslighting, where someone gradually distorts your sense of reality to gain emotional or psychological control. When repeated often, it can make you trust your own thoughts less and rely more on the manipulator's interpretation. It's important to recognize that your feelings and observations are valid. Even if there is a misunderstanding, it should be discussed respectfully, not dismissed or invalidated. A healthy person will try to clarify the situation, not make you feel wrong for noticing something. When someone says you're imagining things, they may not be correcting you. They may be trying to make you doubt yourself so they can control the narrative. This phrase is a common manipulation tactic used to create confusion and make you doubt your memory. When someone says, I never said that, especially after clearly stating something earlier, it forces you into a mental conflict. You start questioning what you heard, what you remember, and even your own judgment. In healthy communication, misunderstandings are normal and are usually clarified with honesty. But in manipulative behavior, the goal is different. Instead of admitting what was said or acknowledging the situation, the person denies it completely, even if you are sure about it. This shifts the focus away from their words and onto your uncertainty. Psychologically, this can be very destabilizing. You may begin to think, what if I misunderstood? Or maybe I remembered it wrong. Over time, repeated exposure to this kind of denial weakens your confidence in your own memory. You start relying more on the other person's version of events than your own experience. This tactic is often part of a broader pattern of gaslighting, where reality is subtly rewritten to gain control. By denying what they said, the manipulator avoids accountability while making you feel confused or unsure. It's important to understand that occasional misunderstandings are normal, but consistent denial of clear statements is not. In healthy interactions, people can say, I think you misunderstood me, but they don't completely erase their own words to avoid size. When someone repeatedly says, I never said that, despite evidence or clear memory, they may not be correcting a misunderstanding. They may be trying to make you doubt yourself so they can control the situation. This phrase is often used to dismiss someone's emotional response instead of addressing the actual issue. When a person says you're too sensitive, they are not engaging with what hurt you, they are shifting the focus onto your reaction. This makes it seem like the problem is not their behavior, but your feelings about it. In healthy communication, emotions are acknowledged even if they are not fully understood. People may say, I didn't mean to hurt you, or let's talk about why you felt that way. But in manipulative behavior, the response is different. Instead of taking responsibility, the person labels your reaction as excessive or unnecessary. Psychologically, this can lead to emotional self-doubt. You may start questioning yourself, am I really overreacting, or should I not feel this way? Over time, this weakens your ability to trust your own emotions. You may begin suppressing your feelings just to avoid being labeled as too sensitive. This tactic is a form of emotional invalidation. It doesn't solve the issue, it shuts it down. When used repeatedly, it trains you to stay quiet instead of expressing discomfort, which can create imbalance in relationships. It's important to understand that sensitivity is not a flaw. People have different emotional thresholds, and feelings are valid even if someone else doesn't relate to them. A respectful response would focus on understanding, not dismissal. When someone says, "You're too sensitive," they are often avoiding responsibility for how their behavior affected you and trying to make your emotions look like the problem instead of addressing the action itself. This phrase is a subtle psychological pressure tactic used to make you feel isolated in your opinion. Instead of engaging with your thoughts directly, the person tries to overwhelm you by suggesting that a majority of people support their view. The hidden message is, if you disagree, you are wrong or alone. In reality, this is often an exaggeration or a selective claim. The goal is not truth, but influence. By invoking everyone, the manipulator creates social pressure, making you question your stance even if you originally felt confident about it. Psychologically, humans are naturally influenced by social validation. When we believe others disagree with us, we may start doubting our own judgment to avoid feeling excluded. This is exactly what makes this phrase powerful. It targets your need for acceptance and belonging. Over time, hearing this repeatedly can weaken your confidence. You may begin to think, maybe I am the only one who sees it this way, even when your perspective is valid. This can lead to self-silencing, where you stop expressing your thoughts to avoid conflict or embarrassment. In healthy communication, opinions are discussed based on reasoning and understanding, not imaginary consensus. Respectful conversation focuses on what makes sense rather than who agrees with whom. It's important to remember that majority opinion does not automatically equal truth. Many situations in life show that one person's perspective can still be correct even if others disagree. When someone says, "Everyone agrees with me," they are often not presenting facts. They are using imagined social pressure to make you doubt your own viewpoint and reduce your confidence in standing your ground. This phrase is a classic emotional manipulation tactic because it uses guilt as a tool for control. Instead of addressing the current situation fairly, the person brings up past actions they believe they did for you, making you feel indebted or obligated to them. The focus shifts away from the issue at hand and turns into emotional pressure. In healthy relationships, kindness is not used as a currency. People don't keep a mental record of favors to later use as leverage. But in manipulation, past help or care is brought up strategically to influence your behavior in the present. The underlying message is, because I did something for you before, you owe me now. Psychologically, this creates guilt and emotional discomfort. You may start thinking, they've done so much for me, maybe I should just agree, even if you feel something is wrong. This weakens your ability to set boundaries and makes you more likely to compromise your own needs just to avoid feeling ungrateful. Over time, this can create an unhealthy power imbalance. The manipulator positions themselves as the giver and you as the receiver, which can be used repeatedly to control your decisions and silence your objections. It's important to understand that genuine care does not come with hidden conditions or emotional debt. Help given freely should not be used later as a weapon in arguments or disagreements. In simple terms, when someone says, "After everything I've done for you," they are often not trying to solve a problem. They are trying to make you feel guilty so you comply with what they want.